As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. I was born into freedom in a wonderful land of mountains and plains, rivers and lakes. Forever American is what I am. A past as rich as any can be. My father's worked hard to give this to me. I love this place I come from. To live another way I cannot foresee. As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. As an American, I've been to the peaks of majestic mountains where the air is sweet. I've watched the eagle as it soars in beautiful skies that just can't be ignored. And by this country I'll always stand, for freedom and liberty for every man. When times are hard and things get rough, America always stands ready and rough. As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. Forever American is what I am.
Hello, welcome to Real News Live. How you guys all doing tonight? Hopefully you're having a great night out there. Hi Rodney, hi BK, hi Debbie Martin, hi Debbie Rogers, hi Nana, hi Richard, hi BK, hi Paulette, hi Richard, hi Linda. Please hit that share button if you're in here. Make sure it gets out to everyone so they know what's happening. Hi Glenda, how you doing tonight? God bless you all for being here. Like I said, it's a crazy day out there though. Supposedly, the U.S. economy has added 253 jobs in April, surpassing the analyst forecast of 180,000 jobs, according to the U.S. Labor Department. This data released Friday. Unemployment rate still at historical lows. We know that because, of course, people can't get on unemployment. Hi, Christy. I'm from Florida, too. South Florida at that. But watching, of course, these job numbers come in, it really makes a question. Hi, Tia. As these job numbers are supposedly so great and grand, then why are companies like Bed Bath & Beyond, Party City, David's Bridal, and now CTS, Christmas tree shop. Of course, they sell a lot more than Christmas trees. All filing for bankruptcy this year. If everything is so good, stores that have been around for more than 50 years filing for bankruptcy at alarming rates. I mean, closing massive amounts of stores, laying off massive amounts of people. But yet somehow we have 1 million people or 200, a quarter million of jobs added to the market. Doesn't make sense. Not to anybody that knows about numbers or even puts them in that kind of perspective. I mean, watching Bed Bath & Beyond Tuesday morning, all of them announcing that they're closing stores and filing for Chapter 11 in the coming days. IBM laying off 8,000 people. You're talking a lot more than 8,000 people here, though. Christmas Shoe Shop has 83 locations. Each location has around 160 employees plus corporate locations. That's just one of the many businesses filing for bankruptcy and announcing they're closing. It's happening. It's happening all around us. Go through all this and we look at what's happening. It is crazy. Even Burger King closing up to 400 locations now. That's the forecast that they're going to lose 400 locations. Think they're going to do that just because they want to? This is a serious problem. And as we look at this and we realize what's happening, people need to wake up. Yeah, Whole Foods will be next. Just wait. I don't believe any of the numbers the government's giving us. I mean, Jenny Craig going out of business is just another one biting the dust. I mean, long-term businesses that have been around forever. I mean, watching what's happening in these companies, left, right, and center, being closed. I mean, it is ridiculous the amount of layoffs we're seeing. And supposedly, somehow, all these jobs are available. Jobs that I don't know where they're coming from because the advert, of course, is saying these jobs are so great. There's so many jobs out there and job gains. I mean, we're saying March got 100 or 236. We're saying February got 326,000, and now we're going to 200 something thousand this month. I mean, that's almost 1 million jobs. We know that job numbers are very inflated. I mean, private employers supposedly added 296,000 jobs, well above expectations. Amongst interest rate hikes, slowing the economy, and inflation, I mean, this something's not right with these numbers because we know the growing fear of a recession is allowing a lot of these bigger companies laying off and, of course, not hiring. Just because they list that they're hiring doesn't mean they actually are. I mean, watching these numbers and saying that we're going to avoid a recession at this point is ridiculous. Avoiding a recession, in my view, is more likely than, let's say, finding a good job at this time. That's pretty sad. I mean, it's possible we're going to have a very bad recession coming up, especially with everything happening with the debt ceiling. Amongst that, Amazon, of course, switching, and not just Amazon, other companies switching to fully robotic fulfillment centers. Amazon opened up its first fully robotic fulfillment center in Connecticut. There will be a couple employees working around thousands of robotic systems, processing shipments such as books and toys, according to the spokesperson from Amazon. Amazon opened a robotic facility in Windsor, Connecticut, where there will be a few workers working alongside orders being processed by bots, and a 3.8 million square foot facility. Thousands of robotic systems, such as mobile robots and robots handling systems, that help employees deliver customers goods that they want every day. I mean, watching these facilities that usually house 20 to 30,000 employees, this facility will have less than 2,000 employees at its workforce. In a 3.8 million square foot facility. People need to wake up. AI is taking jobs, not just in smaller markets, but bigger ones. I mean, we're watching Amazon now using over 5.2 or 500,000 robotic drive units facilities around the country. I mean, that's over 500,000 people, of course, without a job, and they're more efficient, faster, more economical. And the e-commerce giant plans to invest more in its fulfillment network, switching into more robotics and AI. Amazon's shift to regional model, which has worked a lot better, managing 8 regional hubs instead of one massive network. I mean, watching the supply chain, though, switch to robotics is a bad thing. And the safety experts, the safety researcher that, of course, quit OpenAI, has some startling news. He quit because he knows there's at least a 20% chance this year of an AI apocalypse. This year. He's not giving future numbers, he's giving numbers today. For some reason, God forbid, all these AI systems were trying to kill us. They would definitely kill us. It would happen instantaneously, according to him. One time, OpenAI safety researchers sounded the alarm bells about the decidedly more grim-sounding prospects of artificial intelligence that may eventually bring about the end of humanity, saying that there is something like a 10 to 20% chance of AI takeover of many or most humans will be dead. Of course, going bankless is going to make it easier. And people should take it quite seriously. Especially if we go bankless and lose the dollar, which that's what the government's pushing for. We're in for doom. Let's be honest. AI locking us out of our bank accounts, locking us out of our money would be easy for it to happen. One system for it to control it all is what the government wants. And of course, transitioning to a system like that with AI is a pretty big deal. And accelerating changes that are happening, further acceleration that is happening today with AI. I mean, once AI passed the human sentient threshold, however, all bets are off. Overall, you get more than 50-50 chance of a doom shortly after the AI systems have human-level cognizance. And who knows how far that is off? They don't know. They can't even project that at this point. And the AI makes artificial generic intelligence align with human values, follow human intent. It's just a concept. It's enough to give researchers like Cristiano pause. Rather, AI is coming out of the blue, watching what's happening. I mean, it is crazy. The explanation and the speed of AI taking over jobs at this point is excremental. For some reason, God forbid, if all these systems do decide to do something, there's no chance. I mean, IBM is replacing 8,000 human jobs with AI, including human resources. That's right, human resources. One of the most vital positions for a human to be in is being given to AI and big corporations. This is crazy. We're getting massive banks, even Wells Fargo to every other bank, closing massive amount of branches throughout the U.S. Nobody's talking about what's happening with the banks right now. Nobody, I guess, wants to see it or hear it. Let's be honest, though. There is a problem. Problem's only getting worse. Hi, Edward. How you doing tonight? Hi, Ed. William. Josie. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy watching what's happening. It's happening right under our feet, and nobody really understands what's happening, so nobody's doing anything about it. Much less our debt ceiling's up and coming. And if we raise the debt ceiling, I mean, what does that mean? I mean, Biden's saying it's Republicans manufacturing a crisis over the debt limit, but is that true? Biden can sharply criticize Republicans, and Republicans, of course, are highly criticizing Biden for not wanting to cut anything from the budget. And voting in a higher federal debt ceiling could just mean more devaluation of the dollar. I mean, our dollar is already overvalued at 1.16% now, or 16%, 116%. It's crazy. People are divided on the debt ceiling, not just Democrats, but Republicans as well. Watching the debt ceiling get closer as the draconian budget cuts that are being trying to be pushed on both sides. By criticizing the House Republicans threatening not to raise the debt limit unless Biden and Democrats agree to steep cuts from the upcoming budget, which there should be steep cuts at this point. We cannot afford to go forward like this. We owe more than the country brings in. At this point, we're paying a quarter of our federal or national intake of funds every year at the federal level is going directly to paying interest on the debt. You keep accumulating more debt, more money has to go to that. To pay just the interest, not even paying money back. And this is the version of the future where people aren't paying attention. So much has happened in the last couple of weeks. Most people aren't even paying attention to what's happening right in front of you. Yeah. Title 42, digital currency. Everything can be processed through one central demand, which they can say at any point they don't want to do anything about. You can't buy that. Of course, with AI in the mix, AI might just take control of that and say, hey, nobody can buy anything. I mean, the debt ceiling restricts how much money the federal government can, of course, borrow to pay its bills. And it's greatly concerning that the government spends more than it takes in. The conflict about this is crazy. It's fortunate that Congress is playing the game of chicken with so much at stake, but at the same time, we're playing chicken with our future, raising the debt ceiling. Congress is trying to manage to make an agreement to raise the debt ceiling in the 11th hour, but without any budging on the budget, this is extremely polarizing. Both sides are at fault here. I mean, battling inflation and, of course, potential recession ahead. Several major banks failing, watching huge amounts of businesses just disappearing from the marketplace. People going homeless, hungry. It's happening. It's already getting ugly. It's not going to get ugly. Several cities that, of course, lost their benefits last month. We watched entire Walmarts get picked over where there was nothing left. Food stamps and rental assistance are done by state level. That's already put out a certain amount of money to the federal government. Has already put out in the beginning of the year. Yeah, if you can afford to donate, please do. We are trying to raise money for people in need. It is hard. You can win a hat. Several people have already won hats, and hopefully they do enjoy that. I know Linda likes hers. This is crazy. I mean, the national debt grew to $31 trillion in a matter of no time at all. I mean, even if we look back, say we go back to 1995, We had $5 trillion in national debt in 1995. Almost nothing. $5 trillion. Now to be over $32 trillion in just 25 years. Our country's been around for 200 plus years, 300 years. In 25 years, we have managed to take in a debt that is outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Thank you, Tia. It's crazy. People need to make sure they have silver on hand and everything else because this national debt that's still growing, it's going to cause bigger problems. Say we raise the national debt another $5 trillion this year. And that's probably what it's going to be, around $5 trillion if they raise the debt. So that'll put us around $37 trillion in debt. We take in about $3.2 trillion a year in taxes and revenue for the state, for the federal government. When we're budgeting almost $8 trillion a year in spending, it's out of control. Oh, we understand. People are having their heads underwater in every aspect. This is crazy. Amongst that, just past 48 hours, the Kremlin made stark assessments after, of course, the attack. It was claimed that Ukrainian drones did to assassinate President Vladimir Putin. Now, of course, Vladimir Putin blaming the U.S. directly, vowing retaliation. The crazy thing is, the Wagner Group, the head of the Wagner Group, used his Telegram account saying they will withdraw forces from Bakhmut on May 10th. I don't know if you guys know, but May 9th is the Victory Day celebration that Russia has every year. And I have a feeling it is going to be a staunch reminder of what Russia is capable of. The drone was ours. It's not a question. Multiple drones were ours. I mean, the no attached threat on his message saying they're pulling out of Bakhmut, knowing that May 9th is Victory Day celebration. And I think Russia will do something. It's unclear, of course, what's going to happen. Of course, vowing direct retaliation to the U.S., but not saying what they're going to do. I mean, Russian Ministry of Defense employees conveys directly that Russia, of course, will be doing something. Russia will not be walking away from the front line. And watching this happen, I mean, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. What's going to happen in the coming days? I mean, people need to understand what's happening. People need to understand that they need to wake up. Russia making direct threats, of course, and then nobody actually talking about it here in the U.S. Of course, Russia taking more land easily in a lot of places, and of course, launching strikes on Kiev, of course, every day. It's sad. It's absolutely terrifying. Same point. Of course, Hunter Biden hiding inside the White House, trying to hide from subpoenas. He's trying to just hide away. Yeah. William, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy what we're seeing. And then we have massive amounts of. This is another scary thing. I know it hasn't been talked about a lot, but we're going to talk about it tonight because I haven't gotten into it, and I've been trying to stay away from talking about it. But the numbers of Chinese military-aged men coming to our southern border and crossing are alarmingly high. alarmingly high. Military age men from China, no women, no children, no families. These are just men that seem like they've been sent to cross into the U.S. I know a lot of people haven't heard about this because it's not being talked about on mainstream media. But seeing the alarming numbers of these men crossing the border, supposedly, seeking asylum, but I don't believe it. I believe there's something more to it. I believe we're in serious trouble if nobody wakes up and does something about it. The number of Chinese military age men coming into our country knowing that China's on the verge of taking Taiwan. Russia's already said that they're going to retaliate. We don't know how. This is a very concerning problem. And you look it up, and they actually are coming in. It's not like this is just something that was talked about on some random news stream. They're not publicly talking about it, but it's there. The information is there. Buses coming in. Yeah, hiding their faces. They don't want to be seen. Yeah. Massive amounts of men crossing the border. We see like people fleeing from countries of war, like Sudan. You're right. We see it's women and children. When you have massive amounts of just military-age men coming, there is a problem. They're not flying into the country, which they could easily do from any airport. They're going to South America and traveling in, trying to get in without, of course, being flagged. Another balloon just crossed U.S. airspace 4 days ago, and nobody's talked about it. No mainstream media, no nothing. Another weather balloon. People need to wake up. Be prepared. Be ready. We don't know where the men are going. They're going all around the U.S. And it's just crazy watching everything unfold as it's unfolding. Of course, Biden expected to tap Air Force, of course, General as the next Joint Chiefs Chairman. Another woke person to go there. Oh. Yeah. Just watching this is a disaster waiting to happen. And yet, the U.S. economy supposedly adds 250,000 jobs while massive companies are going under. Factories are switching over to AI and robots. The government just wants you to believe it all. It's like the cheat code of cheat codes. Put it on mainstream media and people believe it. That's a problem. But God bless you guys. God bless America. Be ready. Be ready to survive through anything. Be strong. Be prepared. That's all we can say at this point. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know. We know U.S. allies are patching together defenses from Russian warplanes and missiles in Ukraine. They can't even find enough material now to secure it. It's absolutely crazy. But God bless you all. Stay safe. We will be live, of course, tomorrow night. Till then, God bless you. God bless America. And hope we get through this in one piece. It's a big thing. Getting through this in one piece is vital at this point. Till then, be safe. We will see you guys